There's a new foldable on the market and it's planning on stealing the limelight in typical Samsung fashion. How though does it stack up against Google's first generation Pixel Fold? Here's everything you need to know. After 5 attempts, Samsung has a refined foldable design that hasn't changed all too drastically since the Z Fold 3. Conversely, Google's Pixel Fold merges a few design ideas and has a distinctly different form factor despite offering similar overall utility. Google favours a short, wide 6x5 outer screen with a more familiar aspect ratio, while Samsung sticks with an elongated 23.1:9 outer screen that keeps that tall, slim package together. However, there are 2 large plastic straps alongside the top and bottom of that internal screen. This means there's just a lot of bezel on display, and this actually pushes the screen itself inwards, and the result is a 17.4:9 aspect ratio, which seems more akin to a small tablet that you'll pick up and buy. The 7.6-inch Z Fold 5's 21.6:18 internal screen is actually almost square, which poses some usability challenges of its own. And of course, although Android 13 is better optimized for larger screen form factors, it's obvious that Samsung's One UI 5.0 packs in more extra tweaks for multi-app usage on this square screen format. Sure, Google has put in tons of work, but not all apps on their own platform act perfectly, or at least as well as they should on that squat tablet-like internal screen. Sometimes you'll get issues with applications like Instagram or Twitter and other apps on top of that. However, app developers can resolve this with updates. We do expect that to happen over time, but currently it's not exactly a seamless experience with apps showing with black borders either side. But multi-apps usability, the Z Fold series just is arguably better than the Pixel Fold, despite the Pixel's more workable internal and external display layouts. We all know that a big differentiator and likely one of the deciding factors for anyone seeking a foldable may be that utility of the external display. The biggest argument in favour of the Pixel Fold is that because the outer screen has a more usable one-handed outer screen, it doesn't require hand gymnastics for you to manage. Samsung's tall, thin outer panel isn't quite like using a regular smartphone in comparison. This makes it just a little less fun and a little bit less usable in our opinion. The reason we're mentioning this at all is that no matter whether you think you're going to use that in the display constantly, you'll actually likely use that outer display more often than the inner display itself in regular day-to-day scenarios. Things like taking a phone call, quickly replying to a text message, or changing song in your media player of choice. Luckily though, the screen quality on both of these foldables actually compares quite well. Folded, each phone sits practically flush, which means the smaller cases and less opportunity for things to get lodged in that mechanism, which is often the weak point of foldables and something that people cite as a major complaint. Google is offering one of the thinnest foldable form factors available anywhere at 12.1mm folded or 6mm unfolded. The Z Fold 5 is 13.4mm folded and 6.7mm unfolded. This seems fairly insignificant in the grand scheme of things, but if you do care about it, then you'll know that the thickness is important for something you will carry around with you all day and especially won't leave your pocket bulging. While the quality of the displays compare quite well, the Z Fold 5 has a bit of an edge in the maximum brightness, but the all-important bezels are where Samsung obliterates Google's first-gen foldable. It's not just here where there are gaping chasms, and spec for spec the Pixel Fold comes up quite short of what Samsung can offer with the latest Z Fold 5. While a solid smartphone, the Tensor G2 processor on the Pixel Fold doesn't get anywhere near the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2, but both phones do ship with 12GB of RAM as standard for effortless multitasking, which is something you may want to do with these devices. Unless you're doing lots of video editing, 3D gaming, or processor-intensive tasks, then it's actually hard to deny that you'll likely ever care about having that best SoC. However, the power efficiency and cool performance of the latest Snapdragon chip means you'll get an increased lifespan all without the phone getting hot or toasty, which might be important to you. Being able to use the optional S Pen also opens up extra utility, none of which requires a high-end processor, but that is something you will have to purchase as an extra accessory. So one area where all foldable devices do appear to take a step down, and there's no question marks about this here, is in the camera systems available. Be that due to the space or lack thereof, a truly top-tier camera system just isn't found on foldable phones, at least just yet. This means that Google has ditched the Samsung GN1 sensor found on the Pixel 7 and Pixel 6 series and decided to use a 48 megapixel main sensor for the Pixel Fold, paired with a 10.8 megapixel ultra-wide and 10.8 megapixel 5x optical telephoto zoom lens. Then there's an outer 9 megapixel selfie camera and 8 megapixel internal selfie camera. Selfie cameras like this are often mixed, which is probably due to cost cutting or even space saving measures, just for something for you to know. The Z Fold 5 has no camera updates to the camera system over last year's model, zilch. It's the same setup that was found on the Z Fold 4 and shipped with that device last year. There's a 50 megapixel main sensor, 12 megapixel ultra wide, and 10 megapixel 3x optical telephoto zoom lens. A 10 megapixel outer selfie camera is going to be a necessity if you do take a lot of selfies, as the under display 4 megapixel internal display camera is really soft and probably only usable for essential video calls. Neither of these camera systems are objectively the best in the industry. That said, the quality is more than acceptable for all kinds of situational encounter. From personal experience, I actually think that the Z Fold 4, and which is of course the Z Fold 5 setup, does have a minor edge with that main lens, but the telephoto is a big step up on the Pixel Fold, and it has that trademark contrasty pixel processing, which I think I personally really like the look of. I would say don't expect to get Pixel 7 Pro or Galaxy S23 Ultra stills and video from either device respectively, but we think most of the time you should be pretty happy with either phone. So to summarize, if you want the better folding phone on paper, then you should look at the Galaxy Z Fold 5. While the Pixel Fold is great, or a great first attempt, it is after all a first gen device, and sadly Google doesn't always have a great track record with quality control compared to Samsung. At least since the ill-fated Galaxy Fold, the design has improved and been refined year over year. But to contradict ourselves there, one major issue is that the Z Fold 5 is yet another TikTok update over the previous gen. A chipset bump and tiny shavings to the actual chassis can't ever really be considered a big upgrade, nor in reality are these changes all that impressive, even though the hardware is pretty good. In that regard, at least the Pixel Fold is going to do something different, which isn't necessarily a full seal of approval, but we're not in a new direction, as there are at least a few new ideas brought to the table over there. Here is a question I have for you though. Can you stomach forking over $1,799 for a smartphone that has actually one true added utility, which is basically a mini tablet form factor alongside a regular smartphone? If so, go nuts for the Z Fold or the Pixel Fold and enjoy those. Otherwise, I think there might be better options in the regular smartphone space for you to take a look at. Tell me though what you think down in the comment section below of these devices or foldables in general, but hopefully this has helped distinguish these two foldables. Cheers for watching, and I will catch you in a bit.